Alex, I know we were just talking during the break about how eerie it is that Ida is expected to make landfall on the 16th anniversary of when Hurricane Katrina made landfall in Louisiana.
Yeah, and it's going to be very close to the same spot where Katrina hit. So definitely a dangerous situation down there in Louisiana. We'll talk about that in just a second. It does look like a tropical air mass out there right now. Let's take a live look from the Georgia National Fairgrounds there. And Perry, a pretty good shower rolling through, or about to roll in to the area there in Houston County. Temperatures in the area in the 80s for the most part right now, but elsewhere across the region, we are still continuing to see some showers and storms across the area. So there it is, 83 degrees, the current number there in Perry. There's temperatures across the region. Some rain-cooled air in a few communities, 76 Cochran, 77 in Eastman. Factor in the humidity, it still feels like the triple digits in a few spots, 101 rather in Sandersville, 88 in Montezuma, 72 in Macon, feels like 94 in Forsyth right now. All right, here's a look at live radar. Let's start off to the north. Some scattered showers moving into parts of Warrenton, just on the fringe of our area. Also on the Johnson-Washington County line moving towards Sandersville. Also have a pretty good cluster of storms rolling out of Upson County. That's not going to be our issue through the coming hours. And then watching some rain move into Warner Robins and Perry here like we just saw on the camera. A lot more activity down to the south. This isn't related to Ida, just the afternoon showers and storms that we see each day. So the storms moving out fairly quickly tonight, looking at a dry evening by about 9 o'clock. Then once we get into tomorrow morning, starting in the 70s, a few green specks tomorrow. Most of us are going to stay dry through the afternoon hours. And then once we roll into Sunday, or rather into Monday, we are going to see a slight uptick in the shower activity, but nothing too significant for Sunday and Monday. So lower rain chances for the next 2 days or so. And then by the time we get into Monday afternoon, we'll turn our attention to the west. This is potentially an Ida rain band that could roll through here Monday afternoon, but still need to watch a lot of Ida and see what's going to happen here over the next little bit. So here's the latest 105-mile-an-hour hurricane continuing its northwest track towards New Orleans, expected to make landfall as a Category 4 hurricane just to the southwest of New Orleans, and then ride a ridge of high pressure up into the mid-Atlantic as it weakens to tropical depression status. Now, we do have a lot of warm sea surface temperatures ahead of this storm, so it's expected to strengthen all the way up to landfall. Storm surge going to be a real threat here with this storm in southern Louisiana, up to 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. And then even as you get further to the east and towards coastal Mississippi, watching it as well. Now, here's the plan for Ida. The high pressure that's brought us the southeasterly flow is also going to keep Ida to the west of us, and that's going to steer it up into the north. So here's what it looks like in terms of our impacts here in central Georgia. Notice the model is not necessarily agreeing on the timing, so take that into account. But let me play this forward now as we get into Tuesday. Some rain possible, especially in northern Georgia, but also in western Georgia. And then we'll watch to see if any of those bands make it into central Georgia by the time we get into late Tuesday into Wednesday. Now, neither of these models are keen on that happening, but the high resolution model that I just showed you was keen on that happening. So that's what we have to watch closely as we head into next week. As of now, going with greater than 50% chance of rain for Tuesday, potentially Wednesday as well. We are looking at a lot of rain in portions of Alabama, Mississippi, but over the next 7 days here in central Georgia, generally speaking, less than an inch, with those higher totals up into northern Georgia. So here's a little more detail here in central Georgia. Again, not looking at anything too significant for us. Now, we are entering the peak times of hurricane season coming up on September 10th, which is the peak day, so we will certainly keep an eye on the tropics as we head into the future. Day at a glance for tomorrow, high temperature of about 92, so not as many showers and storms results and higher temperatures. Average high is 91. 7-day looks like this. There's that rain chance on Tuesday from Ida. And as Ida exits, we get sinking air and cooler, air quotes around the cooler temperatures here as we round out the month of August.